The two losses have been so uh, devastatingly big, and they've been blowouts, and two division rivals that you think you're competing with. I think fans and maybe even some of the media are forgetting Browns are still 4-2. It doesn't feel like it because the two losses have been so dramatic and drastic to the two teams you're trying to hang with.
Yeah, and some of it comes down to, I guess, expectation. Obviously, we want to measure this team against the Baltimores and the Pittsburghs of the world. And I think it's fair to at least measure them in the sense, let's see how close they are. And I think it's a little disappointing that what we've seen so far is they aren't even close. Like they haven't even had a chance to steal these games or whatever it is. So I think the reality is everyone kind of knew, not kind of, absolutely knew Baltimore, Super Bowl contender. They're going to be better than the Browns. Pittsburgh, if Ben Roethlisberger is Ben Roethlisberger and that defense is still that defense, they're going to be better than the Browns. I think the disappointment comes in and how much better they've been. You lost both games by more than 30 points, and you weren't even really competitive at any point in those football games, at least in the second half against Baltimore. So I think that's where the disappointment comes. That's where you kind of come away licking your wounds, and it doesn't feel like you're 4-2. But again, you go out and take care of business over these next five. Everybody's going to start feeling really good about this football team.
Yeah, and the flip side of it is you really don't have a true sense of how close the Browns are to the Ravens or the Steelers, because those games were not anywhere near the way they played in the other four. Now, granted, the Ravens and the Steelers are two of the reasons why, but you don't get a true sense of, boy, if they played really well, where are they at in relation to the Steelers or the Ravens?
Exactly. And to be honest, we just have an incomplete picture, even because they're going to play these teams in a Monday night game against Baltimore. They're going to play the Steelers in the finale now. Will both teams have something to play for in week 17? Who knows? But if they do, that's going to be a really great measuring stick. And to be honest, those might even be better measuring sticks than what we've seen in these first two games, because now the Browns have sort of felt those teams. Kevin Stefanski has coached against those teams. He's going to be able to make adjustments. And that's really kind of where the real tests come in. When those two teams come to your stadium in December, are you more competitive? Are those games closer? Do you look like you're more on their level than you did the first two times?